Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name is Fourfinger and today we are going to talk about the Burning Crusade Attunements. And since we already seen that Blizzard has released service regarding TBC, that is pretty much a confirmation that we will see TBC in approximately year, maybe a year and a half. We will see how things work out. But for now, if you're interested in how to tune your character from tier 4 all the way to tier 6, stick around and enjoy the video. Okay guys, to start things off, I'm sure that most of you have already seen the raid attunement chart that people made a while ago, and things do look a little bit confusing and it does look complicated, but I'll try to make this video very linear in a way that you know exactly what to do and where to go first. So to start things off, you're gonna start with tier 4. We have Karazhan, Gruul Slayer and Macteridon Slayer. Thankfully, Gruul Slayer and Macteridon Slayer don't require any attunements whatsoever. You can enter them from the start as soon as you level up, but they are a part of tier 5 attunements later on that I will slowly explain as the video goes. So only attunements that you need for tier 4 is Karazhan, and let's jump into Karazhan first. Now, just before we start with the Kara, there are a few dungeon pre-quests and keys that you will need in order to finish the dungeons that are required for Kara attunement. And to start things off, you need to know that a lot of those keys are not really required. You can just find one person to open the gates for you, or you can even die in front of the gate and then pass as a ghost and release on the other side. But if you want to get the keys anyway to help somebody else in the guild out or whatever, here's the flow. First of all, you're going to go to the Seated Halls, you're gonna clear it, and at the end of the Seated Halls you are going to find a small container right behind the last boss. So after you kill him, you can go loot it, and you got your Shadow Lab key and you're pretty much ready to do the Shadow Labs. Now after you're done with your Shadow Lab key, there is also an Architress key that you can get, and it's quite sufficient and long chain quest, but it's kind of rewarding as well. You can get like few rare items at the end. So to start the quest, you will go to the area 52 in Netherstorm, and you will pick up the quest from the Netherstalker Kajai, and the quest is called Consortium Crystal Collection. Now for that quest you will have to kill Pentaltaron or something like that, and collect an Arklon Crystal Artifact. After you're done collecting that artifact, you're gonna get a second quest called a Heap of Ethereals. Just gather 10 insignias and you're pretty much done. And then you will have a quest to kill Warp Rider Nessad. After you finish all of those quests, he's going to send you to Gahrui or something like that, again, not sure how the pronunciation works, in Echo Dome Midrel. And he will give you a quest called Rifle Repossession, in which you will have to gather 10 boxes of serving equipment from Manaforge Duro. Now, after you finish that quest, he's sending you to a quest called An Audience with the Prince, and you will just have to deliver the equipment, and you will get the next part called the Triangulation Point 1. After you finish Triangulation Point 1, where you just use your quest item on this spot like I'm showing in the video, you're gonna go for Triangulation Point 2, and then finally you are getting the full triangle quest, in which you have to kill Kultas and recover Atamal Crystal. After you finish that one, you're going to return to the image of Nexus Prince Haramad, and he's giving you a quest called Special Delivery to Shachak City, in which you have to deliver it to Shachak City. How convenient. After you turn that quest in, you can choose like few rare items that you need, and then you get the last part for the key called How to Break into Arcatraz. To do that quest, you just have to go to the Botanica and kill the last boss called Warp Splinter to get the first fragment, and after that you're going to move your group to the in front of the Mechanar and kill the Pantheon, the Calculator, for the second part, and then you just turn that quest in and you get your key for Architress. So after you are done gathering the keys, the last dungeon that you're going to need for your Kara attunement is called the Black Morass. And in order to get your Black Morass attunement done, there's a small chain quest that starts in Tanaris, right in front of the entrance to Caverns of Time. You're going to talk to the Drake in front called Steward of Time, and he's going to give you a quest to talk to Andormu. You're just gonna fly down with that Drake and turn in that quest, and he's going to give you a quest called the Caverns of Time, in which you will have to escort the Custodian all the way around. It's a long quest, it takes like 10 minutes. You don't have to kill anything, you just have to listen to it talk, which makes it even more boring, but you know, it has to be done. After you finish that quest and you turn it in, you're gonna get the quest Old Hillsbrad, in which you will have to enter the dungeon Old Hillsbrad Foothills, and you will get the first quest inside called Tarita's Diversion, in which you have to plant 5 bombs in the camps in order to spawn the first boss and to clear it. After you're done with that quest, you're gonna turn it in and you're gonna get the quest Escape from the Darnhold, in which you have to escort Troll all the way out to the end of the dungeon. And after you kill the last boss, you're gonna pick up the quest Return to Andormu, and then you're pretty much ready to enter Black Morass when you pick up the quest The Black Morass. Now after that you still have 2 more quests, which you can do later on with Kara Attunement together, or you can just do them first, since you will need reputation later on anyways. So you can just do the opening of the Dark Portal, in which you just go into the dungeon and finish the quest, and then finish the dungeon itself, and then you just do Hero of the Brood turning quest, where you get rare rings that you can use. After you are done with all of that, you can finally start your Karazhan Attunement. Although you could have started Kara Attunement earlier, but you would still need to finish Black Morass Attunement, and you will still need to enter Shadow Labs and Archers anyway, so I always do them first, then I come for Kara Attunement. After you get in front of the Karazhan, you're going to talk with the Archmage Altars, and he's going to give you first 2 quests for Kara Chain. One of them is called Arcane Disturbances, and second one is called Restless Activity. For Arcane Disturbances, you will have to collect readings from underground water sources, from a well and from a pond, and while you're doing that quest, along the way you can just kill the ghosts and gather the ghostly essences for the second quest called Restless Activity. And as you can see in the video, here is how you locate yourself all the way to the pond. You're just gonna use a quest item to get the readings, and after you're done with the pond, you're going to move to the left hand side of the left house, and underground you're going to make your way to the well, and you're gonna use your quest item again here, and then you're pretty much done with those 2 quests. So you can just make your way all the way back to Archmage Altars and turn them in. After you turn those 2 quests in, you're getting the quest called Contact from Dalaran, and you will have to go to right next to Altaric Mountains and talk to the Archmage Gedrick. He's going to send you afterwards to a Stratchak city, and he's giving you a quest called Khadgar, in which you just have to talk with Khadgar, and he's giving you your first dungeon quest for Kara Attunement, which is called Entry into Karazhan. Now for that first quest, you will have to clear the Shadow Labs dungeon, and after you kill the last boss, on the left side, you will see a small jar which you can press, and after you press it, it's going to spawn an elemental that you have to kill in order to get the first key fragment. Now after you finish that quest, you're going to get the second and the third fragment key quest, in which you will have to do Steam Vaults and Archers. For Steam Vaults you don't need to do any pre-quest, you can enter straight away, and you can even pick up a quest in front of the dungeon to get a rare helmet, which is really good for most of the classes. Now the jar is located under the water here. You don't even have to kill bosses, but since you will need reputation later on for tier 5 attunements, I would suggest that you clear everything multiple times. After you get the second key fragment from the Steam Vault, you're going to move with your party to the Archers. After you pass the first boss and after you go over the bridge, right on the right side, you will see a small jar again, which consists of the third key fragment, and after you pick that one up and kill the elemental, you can finally go turn it in, and you get the quest called the Master's Touch. Now for that you will have to go and all the way down to Tanaris again and to do the Black Morass dungeon like we talked before, and in order to enter Black Morass you had to gather those attunement quests and all of that. After you finish the Black Morass and you clear the dungeon totally, and you get all the 18 waves done, you can return to Khadgar, and he is going to send you in front of the Karazhan again, in which you will just talk to the Archmage Altars, who will give you the key to enter Kara, and that pretty much covers the tier 4. Now that we are finally done with tier 4 attunements, it's time to move on to tier 5. First off, we are going to talk about the Serpentine Cavern in the Coilfang Reservoir, and in order to get that attunement done, you will have to enter the Slave Pens in Heroic mode. Now keep in mind, to enter any Coilfang Reservoir Heroic, you will have to gather Revered with the Cenarian Expedition in order to buy the key to enter the Heroic dungeons. And that's why I said you should do some dungeon multiple times to get both gear, reputation, and attunements all at the same time, so you're basically killing 2 birds with one stone anyway. So after you finish grinding your rep all the way to Revered and you get the Coil Fang Reservoir Heroic Key, you can make your way into the slave pens. After you get to the Scartis the Heretic in the middle of the dungeon, he's going to give you a quest called the Cajal of Kardash, in which you will have to retrieve the Earthen Signet from Gruul in Gruul's Lair. And like I mentioned before, you don't need any attunements to enter Gruul's Lair, you just enter, you kill it, pick up the Signet, you're good to go. And the second one is the Blazing Signet from the Nightbane in Karazhan. Now when it comes to Nightbane, you have to summon him, and to summon him you have to do a long chain quest, but only one person basically needs to do this, so the quest chain starts right in front of the Kara, but you have to be honored to start the quest. The first quest that you're going to get at honored for the Nightbane chain quest is Medivh's Journal, and Archmage Alteris is going to send you to find Vrevian Archmage in the middle of Kara. After you talk with Vrevian, he's going to send you to talk with Gradav in the quest In Good Hands, that's the quest name. Then Gradav is going to give you a quest called Kemsis, and he will send you to talk to Kemsis, of course, which will then later give you a quest called Shade of Aran. Now for Shade of Aran, you just have to kill the Shade of Aran again, and to retrieve the Medivh's Journal. After you retrieve the journal, you are going to get the quest from Kemsis again to go to the Master's Terrace, and in that quest you will just have to go to the place where you would usually summon Nightbane, use the quest item, and wait for the event to play out. After that event plays out, you're going to go outside and talk with the Archmage Alteris again, and he's going to give you a quest called Digging Up the Past, where you just have to loot this bone fragment, which spawns every 7 minutes, so at the start it's going to be kind of difficult to loot it, and keep in mind that you cannot loot it in a raid group. After you finish up digging up the past and you return back to the Archmage Alteris, he's giving you a quest called A Colleague's Aid, which will send you all the way up to Area 52 in Netherstorm and talk to Kalinia Latred or something like that, I'm not sure how to pronounce it again, and she's going to give you a quest called Kalinia Request. After you get the quest, you will be asked to go pick up the Tome of Dusk from the Grand Warlock Nethercurse in Shattered Halls Heroic mode, as well as Book of Forgotten Names from Dark Weaver Sith in Seatech Halls, and for both of those dungeons you will have to gather reputation all the way up to Revered. For the Dark Weaver Sith, you will have to gather Lower City reputation up to Revere, so you can buy the key for Heroic mode. And for the Grand Warlock Nethercurse, the first boss in the Shattered Halls, you will have to gather Chalmar reputation all the way up to Revered as well. So after you get those both reputations done, you get the keys, you just go in and kill those first bosses of the dungeons, and you pick up the Tome of Dusk and Book of Forgotten Names. And then you can go and return back to her, and she will give you a quest called Nightbane, and she will give you an item to summon Nightbane and kill him. So even after you kill him, you can still turn in the quest for like bonus gold and some epic gems. And that pretty much covers the Serpentine Caverns. Okay, so now that we are done with SSC and you turn the quest back in at the Slave Pens Heroic, we can finally move over to Tempest Keep and the Eye. To start the chain quest for the Eye, you're gonna have to relocate to Shadow Moon Valley, and you're going to begin the starting quest from the main bases for Horde and Alliance. For the Horde, you're going to pick the quest from Earthmender Splintooth, and from Alliance you're going to pick it from Earthmender Sufferers. Both of them are going to send you to Earthmender Torlock, who is going to give you the next 3 parts of the quest. For first quest, you're going to take a quest called Enraged Spirits of Fire and Earth, where you will have to kill fire and earth elementals, but before you kill them, you will have to place the totem down so that you can actually soak their essences. And after you gather all of the essences required, you're going to move back to Earthmender, and then he's going to give you a second part in which you will have to gather Enraged Spirits of Water, and then after you're done with water, you're finally going to get Enraged Spirits of Air. When you're finished with all 3 of those, he's going to give you a next quest called Ornok Tornheart. Now for this quest, you're just going to go and talk to Ornok, and he's going to give you a next part which is called I Was a Lot of Things. And for this quest, you're going to have to go near the tubers, and you are going to use the whistles so that the boars that are going around are going to dig them up for you. And after you're done collecting all of those, you're going to move back to Ornok, and then you're going to get the quest called A Lesson Learned, in which you will just have to gather 10 ravenous eggs. And finally, after you turn this quest in, he's going to give you the quest called The Cipher of the Damnation, Truth and History, in which you will just have to listen to him talk. After he's done talking, he's actually going to give you 3 quests, and those 3 quests are going to take you to his sons. Now, first quest that you're going to be doing is the one that is closest to you, and it's Gromtor, son of Ornok. He is going to send you to his son. After you talk to him, he's going to give you a quest called The Cipher of Damnation, Gromtor's Charge, in which quest you will just have to kill Nagas around this area, and after those Nagas drop keys, you're going to try to open those chests, and eventually you're going to get a fragment, and you're just gonna go back, turn it in, and then he will give you the last quest called The Cipher of Damnation, the first fragment recovered, which you will turn in later once you finish the other 2 chain quests for sons. Now, for the second son, Arthur, you're going to go to him, same thing, you're going to turn the quest in, then he's going to give you a quest called Demonic Crystal Prisons, and for that quest you will just have to go and kill Pain Mistress, receive the quest item, then go back and turn it in. Then you're gonna get the third quest from him, which is called Loch Goron, Bow of Torn Heart, in which you will have to kill demons all around till they drop it. It's kind of a low drop chance, but eventually just keep killing them and they will drop. You're going to turn that back in as well, and then you're going to get the quest called The Cipher of the Nation, Arthur's Charge, in which he will follow you all the way up this hill, and once you get to the main point, you're going to kill demons around it, and Veneratus, the big floating head, is going to spawn. After you kill him, he's going to drop the second fragment that you are going to retrieve, and then he will also give you the talk quest to go back to his father, which you will also do after you're done with the third son. Now, for the third son, you're going to go and talk to Borak, son of Ornok, and he's going to give you a first quest called Of Thistleheads and Eggs, and for this quest you're going to pick up one of those poisonous eggs that you're going to go and take back to Shatrak City, and you will talk to Tobias. And after you're done with that quest, he's going to give you the next part to go back and to talk to the Borak. After you're done talking to Borak, he's going to give you a quest called to catch a Thistlehead. Now, for this quest, you're going to have to use this quest item to place a bait, and then you're gonna wait till the elite leaves the normal mob behind, and after the guy is left alone, you're just gonna kill him, and then you're gonna pick up the missives, and you're going to go back and turn it in. Now, for the next part, he's going to ask you to take the quest called the Shadow Moon Shuffle, and for that quest, you're going to have to collect armors from the all the mobs that are like elven around this area, and after you collected 6 of those armor pieces, you're going to get the last part of the quest, which is called What Illidan Wants, Illidan Gets, and you're going to disguise yourself, and you're going to go all the way up to Grand Commander Rusk, who is going to and you're going to interrogate him and talk to him and actually like threaten him about Illidan, killing him if he doesn't listen to you, and then he's going to give you info about how to find the last piece fragment. And after you get that quest done, you're going back to Borak. He's going to give you a quest called The Cipher of Damnation, Borak's Charge, in which you will have to kill Rule the Darkener. After you kill him and retrieve the fragment, he's also going to give you the last part, which is called Cipher of Damnation, the third fragment recovered. Now you're going to take all of those 3 fragments and return them back to the Ornok Tornheart from the first place. Now when you get this all 3 done, then he's going to give you the last part, which is called the Cipher of Damnation, and for this quest you're going to go back to Altar of Summoning, and you're going to summon Fire Lord Sirk, and you're going to have to kill him and get this quest done. And after you're done with this quest, you're pretty much gonna receive a mail from Khadgar, and you're gonna open your trial quests. Now, for your trial quests, you're gonna have to do pretty much all of the main dungeons of all the wings. For example, you're gonna have to do Shadow Labs in Oakindun, you're gonna have to do Shattered Halls in Hellfire Citadel, you're gonna have to do Steam Vaults in Coilfang Reservoir, and in Tempest Keep you're going to have to do the Arcatraz. Now, to do all 4 of those dungeons in heroic mode, like I told before, you're going to need the reputation done, which means you will have to farm all the reputations up to Revered, and then you're going to have to buy the keys, and even maybe do those pre-quests that I talked about before to open doors. And when it comes to Shattered Halls, you will also have a long chain quest for key, which you don't really need. You can just die in front and go past the door. It's really simple, you don't really have to finish the quest, but like I said, if you're interested, I can post that too at the end of the video. And now that you have all the trials done, you're just going to go in each of those dungeons, you're going to kill the last bosses. Now for Shadow Lab, you're pretty much gonna kill Murmur and pick up first quest item. In Steam Vault it's pretty much the same, but when it comes to Shattered Halls, you're actually gonna have a timer to finish it in 60 minutes after you kill the first boss. And you step into the next room, and if you fail and if you don't make it on time, you will have to redo the dungeon. So pretty much you just have to like do it in that time before Executioner kills the prisoner. When it comes to Arcajaz, you just want to clear the whole dungeon, and when you get to the last boss, you want to make sure that Millhouse Manastorm doesn't die. And once you kill the last boss, you're pretty much done with all of the dungeon trials, and you're going to get the last part for the Tempest Keep Attunement, which is a trial to kill Macteridon. After you kill Macteridon, you are pretty much done with tier 5, you're attuned to SSE, you are attuned to Tempest Keep, and then it's time to move on to tier 6. Now when it comes to tier 6, we have Black Temple and Battle of Mount Hyjal. When it comes to Hyjal, you have to go to the Caverns of Time and talk to NPC called Soridromi. She's going to give you quest the Vials of Eternity, and this quest is kind of straightforward, where you just have to kill Lady Vash in Serpentine Cavern, and you have to kill Prince Keltas the Sun's Rider in the Eye. But keep in mind, those bosses can be really difficult in their pre-nerf states, and if Blizzard does decide to go for the pre-nerfed versions, it's going to be more fun and more challenging. So in that way, even though it's one quest, it's going to take quite a while till you progress tier 5. And when it comes to Black Temple, it's kind of more complicated than that. You will actually have to do a pretty long chain quest again, and it actually starts in Shadow Moon Valley as well. Now, depending on which faction you choose, either Scryers or Aldor, you're going to pick up quests from the representative bases. If you are Aldor, you're going to pick up the quest from Anchorite Celia, and if you're Scryers, you're going to pick up quests from Arcanist Tillis or something like that. The quest is called Tablets of Bari, and they are going to ask you to collect 12 of those fragments and then return it back to them. After you're done with that quest, the next part is called Oronu the Elder. Pretty much go kill Oronu and pick up the quest item, return it back to them, and then they're going to give you the third quest called the Ash Tongue Corruptors. And for this quest you will have to kill the corruptors around Shadow Moon Valley, like for each element: earth, fire, water and air. Now after you kill all those main leaders that are corrupting them, you're gonna pick up the fragments of medallion and you are going to return it back to your leaders. Now after you return them back, you're gonna get the next quest called the Warden's Cage, and they are going to send you to talk to Sonoru, and he's going to give you a pretty simple quest to kill Satyr Zandras just above the cage. After you kill the Satyr, whatever it's called, he is going to give you a next part which is called Akama, in which you will just go and speak to Akama, who is going to give you the next part of the quest. Next part is called Sir Udalo, and you will actually have to travel back to Arcachaz, and you're going to talk to corpse of poor Sir Udalo. He's going to give you a next part called A Mysterious Portent, and for this one you will just have to go back to Akama and talk to him. Now Akama is going to give you a quest called Atamal Terrace, in which you will have to go and kill Shadow Lord Death Veil, and he's going to drop the Heart of the Fury, which you will have to pick up and return back to Akama. And then finally Akama is giving you the last open world quest called Akama's Promise, in which you will have to go and talk to Adal and just get your rewards. Now after you finished all of those chain quests up in the open world and tier 5 is released, you are going to get 25-man content continuation of the quest, which means after you finished all of those quests, the new one is going to open up in Serpentine Caverns. After you kill Phantom Lord Karaches, Sir Olom is going to spawn behind him, and he's going to give you next part of the quest called The Secret Compromised, and he's going to send you back all the way to Shadow Moon Valley and to talk to Akama again. Then Akama is going to give you a quest called Ruse of the Ash Tongue. Now he's going to ask you to travel back to the Eye in the Tempest Keep, and he wants you to slay Alar the Phoenix, the first boss, while you are wearing the Ash Tongue Cowl. Now after you've killed Alar with that disguise, you're going to go back, turn in the quest, and then you're getting the quest called An Artifact from the Past. For this quest you will actually have to go to Mount Hyjal and kill the first boss, which is called Rage Winterchill, and he's going to drop this Time Phase Phylactery, and which you will have to return to Akama. And then he's going to give you the next part, which is called the Hostage Soul, where you will just have to go and talk to Adal in Shachak City. And then finally you're getting close to the end, you're getting the quest called Entry into the Black Temple, where he will ask you to talk to Xiri, and the Xiri is going to give you a quest called Distraction of Akama, which is pretty much the last part that's going to give you the quest, that's going to give you Medallion of Karabor, which is the item that you need to enter Black Temple, pretty much attunement. And he's just going to ask you to ensure that Akama and Maeve enter the Black Temple, and after you are done with the distraction, you are pretty much Black Temple attuned. And since there are no attunements required for Sunwell Plateau, that pretty much means that you are fully attuned for every single raid in the Burning Crusade expansion. Now I hope this video helps. I'm gonna leave all of those chain quests links from the WoW wiki page, so you can guys look it up for yourselves as well. And if I made some mistakes, please cover them in comment section. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe and comment. It's gonna help me a lot. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.